Hi guys, this is another session in the series of Stay at Home, Be a Hero. We will try to help you go through this coronavirus lockdown so that you can break the chain and make sure that we all come out safe during this period of time. If you like this video, please do share it with your friends who are preparing for CAT and other MBA entrance examinations. Please do subscribe to this channel. You can leave your comments, feedback regarding this video and any other video on our channel, and we will get back to you as soon as possible. If you would like, please do subscribe to our courses as well. The link is available in the description. Let's get on with it. Hi, this is a question from the past CAT papers. I would suggest if you have not solved this, please go and look at the entire question along with the answer key. Try to solve it by yourself. The PDF will be available in the link in the description of this particular video. Once you have tried it on your own, then proceed with the rest of the session. This is a set which came up in CAT 2003. The leaked paper which was repeated again. This is the only time in the history of CAT that a paper was leaked. This was the paper which was set after the paper was leaked, right? So this is the repeat paper. So it is actually a very meta sort of set if you were to read it up. I mean, it refers itself and how the investigation was actually carried out about how the people were caught. The questions, there are 5 questions at the end of it. Most of them seem to be like, properly determinable sort of a question. Let's see what the set says. Recently, the answers of a test held nationwide were leaked to a group of unscrupulous people. As I said, very self-referencing sort of a set. The investigative agency has arrested the mastermind and 9 other people, A to I, in this matter. Interrogating them, the following facts have been obtained regarding their operation. Initially, the mastermind obtains a correct answer key. Okay, so he has a leaked paper. Okay, all the others create the answer keys in the following manner. Okay, they obtain the answer key from one or more people who already possess the same. These people are called his or her sources. Okay, if the person has 2 sources, then he or she compares the answer key obtained from both the sources. If the key to the question is from both the sources identical, it is copied, otherwise it is left blank. If the person has only one source, he or she copies the source's answers completely to his or her copy. Finally, each person compulsorily replaces one of the answers, not a blank one, with a wrong answer in his or her answer key. The paper contained 200 questions, so the investigative agency has ruled out the possibility of 2 or more of them introducing wrong answers in the same question. Okay, let's see what this particular part says. Okay, so first you will obtain your key from the mastermind. Okay, let's look at the first level of people. These are the people who would obtain it directly from the mastermind. So let's call them X and Y. Right, now they have the entire answer key correctly. Right, okay, so what they will do is they will take the answers, right, and leave one of the answers wrong. They will change one of the answers to a wrong one. So suppose I take answer 50 and X will mark it 50 as wrong. Y will say mark answer 70 as wrong. Okay, remaining all 199 answers will be correct. Right, now if somebody takes a key from X, so somebody has X as a source, let's call him say P. What he will do is he will already have 50 as a wrong answer, right? So he does not know 50 is the wrong answer. He basically trusts X. He will mark everything what X has marked, and he will choose one question. He will choose one question and mark it wrong compared to what X has marked. Now, the investigative agency is assuming that given that there are so many questions, X is 50, which was wrong, will be copied by P, and P will take some other question and mark it as a wrong answer. Let's say assuming question 35, P marks as wrong. Okay. Now, what happens in the second scenario? When you borrow from two sources. Suppose somebody borrows from X and Y, both. Let's call him Q. If somebody borrows from X and Y both, right, he will have a mismatch for question number 50. He will have mismatch for question number 70. Because X has marked 50 wrong and Y would have marked it right. Whereas Y would have marked 70 wrong and X would have marked it right. So the answer keys for question number 50 and question number 70 will not match. 50 and 70 will not match. So what will he do? So Q will leave 50 blank, 70 blank. He will leave 50 blank and 70 blank. And then he will choose one of the remaining questions. Say, let's say question 105. And he'll mark it wrong. He will mark it wrong. Right? Now, if somebody borrows from Q, let's call this R. He would have two blanks already. 50 and 70 will be blank. Right? His 105th answer is wrong already. But he has to introduce one more wrong answer. So let's say he will introduce 42 as wrong answer. Right? So this is how the chain progresses of wrong answers and right answers. This is how the chain progresses. Now you have to look at this chain and figure out who is the source, who has two sources, who introduced which question wrong, which question right, and so on. Okay, I have summarized this information. Let's see. Now, as we discussed, right, every time you get it from multiple sources, you will have blank answers being introduced. That's the only time you get blank answers introduced. Otherwise, you will just mark one or more questions wrong, right? So now, if you look at A has only one wrong answer. He has no blanks, right? Which means A got it from only one source. Because he does not have any blank answers, A should have gotten it from only one source. And given that he has only one wrong answer, there are no other wrong answers, A would have gotten it directly from the mastermind. Right? Because if A took it from somebody else, say P to A, right? P would have entered one wrong answer. Right, A would have copied even the wrong answer, and he would have introduced another wrong answer. So A would have had two wrong answers, not one wrong answer. So A basically got it directly from the mastermind. Right. Similarly, you can also say D also got it directly from the mastermind. And you can also say G also got directly from the mastermind because he's got only one answer wrong and no blanks. Right. So these are the three people who got it from the masterminds. Now, everything else will be introduced. All the errors will be flowing through these three people. Now, A has introduced 46 as a wrong answer. Now, if somebody takes from A only, right, his question number 46 will have a wrong answer. And if he takes only from A, he will not have any blank answers. But he will have another wrong answer besides 46. So if you observe E is that person, right? E basically took from A, copied everything, even the wrong answer 46, right? And marked 90 as his wrong answer. So E would have taken from A, and E introduced 90, A introduced 46. Okay, so I've taken care of E. Anyone else I can look at? Okay, H. H is also similar case. He has no blank answers and he has got two wrong answers, which means A also gave to H and H introduced 92 as the wrong answer. Okay, so this is nice. This is nicely progressing over here. Now we can actually trace this 46 and see who took it from who. Okay, anywhere else you have 46? You have 46. Okay, you have 46 here. You have, okay, now I've exhausted all the blanks. Okay, now I've exhausted all the blanks. Okay, now I'll have to work with the blank answers. Okay, let's see where you have. Okay. F should be easy to match. F should be easy to match. Why? Because F has both 92 and 90 as blank answers, right? We know E introduced 90 as the wrong answer. H introduced 92 as the wrong answer. So if somebody takes from E and H, right? Their answer key to E to 90 will not match. To answer 92 will not match. So they will have to mark it blank, right? Further, 46 will match because both of them took from A, assuming that A got everything right. They introduced their own wrong answers. They copied A's wrong answer, right? So 46 will match. And he will introduce 14 as the wrong answer. So F introduces 14 as the wrong answer and he takes it from G as well, E as well as H. So this is also done. Working out nicely now. Okay. Can we figure out with I? With I, even 17 is missing. 17, 46 and 90 are blank. Okay, when will this happen? Okay, 17 is introduced by D. So, but because he has a blank, he has multiple sources. So even 46 and 90. Who has 46 and 90 wrong? Okay, E. 46 and 90 wrong. Okay. So if you look at I, how would have I made his answer key? I would have taken from D as well as E, right? His answer to question number 17 will not match. Why? Because D deliberately introduced 17 as a wrong answer. E copied from A and A has copied answer to 17 correctly and E has introduced a different question, 90 as a wrong answer, right? So E's answer will be the actual correct answer, but it will not match with D. So I will have to leave 17 blank. Similarly, I will also have to leave 46 and 90 blank. 46 and 90 blank, why? Because E has two wrong answers, 46 through A and 90 on his own, right? So those answers will be different than what D has marked because D has got only one wrong answer. So when I compares with E and D, right, those three answer keys won't match. So all three of them should be left blank by I, and I introduces 27 as his wrong answer. So I is also done. Okay. Now you're left with B and C. Now, if you compare C's blank answers with I's blank answers, both of them have the same blank answer, 17, 46, 90. Both of them have one wrong answer common, which is 27. And C has basically introduced one wrong. So if somebody C takes from I, he would have these three blank. So you would have to make this blank. He would assume 56, question number 27 is the correct answer. Here, I has marked 27 right. So he will mark 27, what I has marked, which is actually the wrong answer. And then he'll introduce his own wrong answer, which is question number 56. So we can clearly infer that C borrowed from, or C took it from I. Now, the last person left is B. Now, B has a 25 in it. 25 was introduced by G. So, B will be, one of the sources for B will be G. Okay. Now, whoever he compares with, G has introduced 25. Whoever B compares with will not match. Nobody else has 25 wrong, right? So, but because it is a blank, he has to have some other source also. Which other are not matching? 46 and 90. Who has 46 and 90 wrong? E. E has 46 and 90 wrong, right? So that will transmit through to B. This will transmit through to B. So when B compares 46 and 90 with G's answer key, those will not match. So we'll have to leave it blank. When he compares 25 with E's answer key, that will not match. He will have to leave that blank. And then B introduces one more of his wrong answer, which is 96. So we can clearly say B took it from E. Right? So we have figured out the entire chain. We have traced everyone's sources. We can now answer the question one by one. Let's do it. Who among the following must have two sources? A got it directly from the mastermind, so not A. B has two sources. We can verify the others. C has only one source, which is I. So this is out. D has only the mastermind as a source. This is out. So option B will be your correct choice. Question number 2. How many people, excluding the mastermind, needed to make the answer key before C? So before C can make, how many people will have to make? Now, for C to get the answer key, you need I. That's one person. For I to get the answer key, you need to have E making the answer key, D making the answer key. Plus, for E to make the answer key, A has to make the answer key. So there are 4 people who need to complete their answer key. So if these 4 people make their answer key, then basically C can mark his answer. So option 3 will be your correct choice. Question number 3. G and H were sources to who? G and H were sources to who? G is a source only to B, right? But H is not a source to B. So none of these. Both of them are not common sources to anyone, right? They are sources to individual other people, but they are not common sources to anyone. So option 4 will be your correct choice. Question number 4. Which of the following is true? C introduced wrong answer to 27. 27 was actually introduced by I. So this is out. E introduced wrong answer to 46. Actually A introduced. So this is out. F introduced wrong answer to question 14. F introduced to question 14. This is definitely correct. Option 3. This is also false. H introduced to 46. Actually A introduced to 46. So option 3 for question number 4. And the last one. Which among the following 2 groups had identical sources? A, D, G. A, D, G, all 3 got it from the mastermind. So they had identical sources. So first is correct. Option 3 is out. Option 2 is out. E and H. E and H both have A as a source. That is also correct. 2 is also correct. Option 4 will be your correct choice. It's a brilliant question. You require, tracing of all the, sources in this cases. You need to see how the wrong answer transmits through the entire system. We have to work it out one by one. It will take you about 12 to 13 minutes in an exam situation. It's not an easy question by any stretch. And when it first came, it actually, a lot of people were really scared. It's a very special question to me, extra special, because I think it's one of the most wonderful questions that CAT has ever made. It has made a question out of what actually happened to itself. So it's almost like, a self-referencing sort of a recursive sort of a question. Please do try it whenever you're practicing for your final CAT examination. That completes this particular session on Break the Chain. If you liked it, please do share it with your friends who are preparing for CAT and other MBA entrance examinations. Please do subscribe to this channel. Leave a comment on how you felt this video was. If you have any suggestions on any other videos which we need to do during this period, please do let us know. If you would like to, do look at our courses. The link is available in the description. Till we meet again the next time, goodbye and stay safe.